2015. 2 weeks ago, we studied about consciousness. Briefly, 89. Broadly, 121. So today, we study about mental factors. So 52 mental factors or mental concomitants. All of these mental factors we already experienced about them. We don't know the name. We don't know their nature. Now we study what we already experienced in our daily life. In body terms, as already know, Paramata Dhamma, realities, four, right? Citta, consciousness. Cetasika, mental factors. Rupa is materialities and Nibbana. So today we start about Cetasika. Cetasika. Why we call it Cetasika? Because all these mental factors depend on consciousness, depend on citta. That's what we call Cetasika. Without consciousness, it cannot arise. So depend on citta. All these mental factors arise. And this influence the consciousness. 2 weeks ago, this one gentleman asked me about citta and cetasika. This consciousness and mental factor, which one is more powerful? Remember? How do you think? Which one more powerful? Cetasika. Mental factor is more powerful. So we can take a lot of similes regarding about this citta and cetasika, consciousness and mental factors. Just for example, one family with a lot of children, and who is the father? Father is the leader of the family. Right? It's the leader of family. He will do everything. Take a lot of responsibility for the families. But the mother influenced on the father. As much as the fathers to do something, her husbands to do something. So husbands depend on this wife, right? What his wife asks him to do, they should just do it. So, father and mother, or husband and wife, who's more powerful? Wife. Right? So, the simile, consciousness is like father. Mental factor is like mother. So influence is the consciousness. That's one simile. Another simile is, in those days, it's not like nowadays. We have the modern technology, special equipment. In those days, mostly who working in the jungle, so-called tree. So tree is the 100, 200 years old tree. When you cut a tree, man cannot move it. But they have used elephant, right? Use elephant. And elephants, they have the energy, strength to move this log to here and there. And the man cannot move it, but try to just give the orders to the elephant to move. And then the elephant moves the logs. So who's more powerful, elephant or rider? Rider is more powerful, right? So the same way, this mental factor is more powerful than consciousness. This mental factor, they have four characteristics. They arise together with consciousness and perish together with consciousness. So they arise together, perish together. And this take the object, it's common objects with consciousness. So the object here is, we have 6 objects, remember? 6 objects, visible objects, and sound, smell, taste, tangible object, and mental objects. We have 6 objects. If one consciousness takes one of these 6 objects, this is the consciousness. If it takes the visible object, the mental factors also take this the visible object with consciousness. So they have the same objects, taking common objects. And also, they have the same basis. We have 6 bases. Remember, 6 bases. Without basis, this consciousness can arise. So 6 bases: eye base, ear base, nose base, tongue base, body base, and heart base. What means eye base? This eye sensitivity, right? This eye sensitivity is because eye base. Ear sensitivity because ear base. Nose sensitivity is nose base. Tongue sensitivity is tongue base. Body sensitivity is the body base, and heart base. So we have 6 bases. So they have all these mental factors, mental concomitant, have this common basis with consciousness. So their characteristic is 4. Rise together and perish together with consciousness as taking same objects and have the same basis. So after we know their characteristics, we will go by individual. Individual, we have 52. Even 52, don't worry about that. We already experienced a lot. Almost a lot we already know. So we will divide this by group. Here, First, the universal consciousness, 7. Universal consciousness, 7, is mean what type of consciousness arises. These 7 types of mental factors will be associated all the time. So maybe wholesome consciousness, maybe unwholesome consciousness, maybe resultant consciousness, functional consciousness, any type of consciousness arises. These 7 universal mental factors will be associated. That's what we call universal mental factor. Or we can call essential mental factors. So what are they? Number 1, contact. Number 2, feeling. So you want to learn a body, term is good too. So we call pasa, contact. Right? Vedana, feeling. Sanya, perception. Chetana, volition. Ekagata, one-pointedness of mind. And jivit indriya is life faculty, manasikara, attention. So in English, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness of mind, life faculties, and attention. These 7 mental factors are called universal mental factors. The first one, contact or mental impression. This contact is when this context, pasa, furnished the contact between 6 sense object, 6 sense basis, and consciousness. Without this contact, no sense impressions will arise. So when you study this cognition, the theory of this consciousness, later we will see them. This is the first because sense impression. For example, you see something. See something is jakku vinyana, seeing consciousness, or eye consciousness. So without contact, this eye consciousness, seeing consciousness will arise. It's no eye consciousness will know this receiving consciousness, investigating consciousness, determination consciousness, and so on. So it's very important too, this contact. So here I don't want to go in detail. So a lot of example to study about the contact. I just want to go to Vatana, this law of causal relation, what we are going to study about in detail. Just remember about the contact, what I mentioned now. It's not 2 items impact together, it's not like that. Right? It's the context. This means contact is not rupa, it's the mental factors. See that, right? And number two, feeling. Feelings means Western feeling. It's the enjoying the taste of object. You see something, oh, I like that, so I don't like it, and so on. This feeling. This pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, just enjoy, the taste of object. So when we see, when we hear, you smell, you taste, you touch, think about, you have this feeling. This feeling, the characteristic of this feeling, recognize means enjoying the taste of an object. And number three, sanya, perception. This perception, this cognition of an object by way of mark. So you remember your name, you remember your family's name. You know, oh, this is my car, this is my house, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my friend. So you know this temple or this street, this road, you remember it all. Remember that. Sanya. Right? Sanya. This perception. This cognition of an object by way of mark. All this red color, or this blue, or this yellow, and so on. So they have their function. They have their duties. You know, perception. When we start about 5 aggregates, see that, right? Vedana khanda is one kind of aggregate. This perception, sanya, also one kind of aggregate. So please remember since now, Vedana mental factors, one aggregate, sanya, perception, one aggregate. The remaining 50 types of mental factors called sankhara, right? Sankhara khanda. So when you start about 5 aggregate, you will know right away what's the mean. You know, if you read or Sutta Pitaka, you will see it's the perception, sanya, or sankhara, especially sankhara khanda, very hard to understand. So now we study Abhidhamma. It's very useful for our knowledge. When we practice meditation, we know what is sankhara khanda mean. They just translate it as the mental formation. Right? How they form the mind. So we've studied about that. And number 4, volition. Volition is cetana volition or intention. This volition, cetana, is determines any kind of action, wholesome action and unwholesome actions. That's what the Buddha said. This cetana volition is called karma. Karma, action. Based on this karma, good or bad action will produce good and bad results. So when you do something with intention, so with cetana, with volition, you will see the good or bad consequences. So without intention, even if you something hurt someone, it's no intention. It's It's not karma. See, right? The Chetana is very important. This Chetana volition is the dominant mental factors in the mundane consciousness. Chetana is very important. For the supramundane consciousness, is the wisdom, Vanya, is dominant factors. Even nowadays, somebody commit crime, right? And go to court. Just have to examine, investigate about this man or woman that did something by intention or not. It's no intention. See that? No guilty. It's karma. That's why we need to understand it. Some, for example, you drive a car, by accidentally you hit some animal and die. It's no intention, right? No intention, no karma. Will not give you the bad stuff. So you intend to do that, this is your karma. As karma you will receive the bad stuff. That's what the Buddha said. Chetana, volition is called karma. And number 5, ekaggata, one-pointedness of mind. Whatever we do, good or bad action, this ekaggata always associated with the consciousness. This one-pointedness of mind. So even you do for hunting, fishing, you have to have this one-pointedness of mind, ekaggata. That's why they associate with wholesome consciousness and unwholesome consciousness. But if we develop this ekaggata, cultivate it, and become samadhi, concentration. Yes? So we need to develop it. We need to cultivate this concentration and become as the indriya, mental faculties, becomes bala, strength, become bojjhanga, the factors enlightenment, become is the one of this the noble eightfold power, samma samadhi. See that? So we need to develop it. Make this ekaggata more powerful, higher and higher, stronger and stronger. From this concentration, so we'll produce little wisdom. And number 6, life faculty. In Pali, jivitindriya. Is the life faculty or vitality or psychic life. This psychic life will infuse life to consciousness and mental factors which associates with it. Similarly, it's like the lotus. Who sustains the lotus? Water. The water sustains the lotus. This the Jivitindriya, life faculty of psychic life, sustain this citta, consciousness, and others, Cetasika, mental factors, until we die. So if someone dies, no life faculty, no psychic life after we die. So here, think about someone don't cut the tree. We cut the tree, it's sin. Because the plant has life, thing like this. See? Different. The life of the plant is one thing. For the psychic life here, another. So this psychic life depends on karma, what we have done previous life. Like the life of the plant. What's the cause? Heat, temperature. It's not from, the cause is not karma. So we need to understand. So if you will cut the tree, cut the plant, it's no sin. Something is life, right? So here we have two kinds of this life faculty, psychic life and physical life. This is our body. Who sustain our body? We'll study later. We have 28 types of this materialities. He has physical life. This sustains our body, and then we die. So when we die, this the psychic life and physical life. It's the end, no more. And the last one, attention. Attention. This attention in Pali called manasikara. Manasikara. This manasikara is directs the mental factors which associate with it to up to the object. That's why we can see, we can hear, we can smell, we can taste. Because of this contact, feeling, perception, volition, one pointedness of mind, life faculty, attention. So please remember for knowledge, when you see something, just only these 7 types of mental factors associated with eye consciousness. Not more than 7. When you see something, you hear something, smell something, taste something, touch and something, at that moment, so eye consciousness and 7 mental factors. Ear consciousness, 7 mental factors. Nose consciousness and these 7 mental factors. Tongue consciousness, 7 mental factors. Body consciousness and 7 mental factors. That's we call universal mental factors. And then go to another group. Because here, occasional mental factor, or we can call particulars mental factors. This 6, this the particulars mental factors. What are they in Pali? Term vitaka. Initial application, vichara. Sustain application, adhimokkha, decision, virya, energy, effort, exertion, or pity, cess, or rapture, or interest. And chanda, desire, connection, or wish, or will. These 6 occasional mental factors, they can associate with this we call unbeautiful consciousness and beautiful consciousness. Both. Remember, unbeautiful consciousness was mean 12 unwholesome consciousness, right? And 18 rootless consciousness. This 30 type of consciousness, in Pali term we call asobana, unbeautiful consciousness. The remaining consciousness called beautiful consciousness. Please remember, unbeautiful consciousness and beautiful consciousness, these occasional mental factors or particular mental factors, 6 associated with both of them. But it's not every consciousness, some of them. What should be associated? That's what we call occasional mental factors or particular mental factors. And number 1, vitaka, initial application. Just apply this consciousness and mental factors to the object. And which are here? Sustained application. Sustained application is mean sustain is the consciousness and mental factors on the object again and again. So they have their function, their nature. Say, Vidaka applies mental factors to the object. Vichara sustain application to sustain these mental factors on the object again and again. So, we need to differentiate this Vidaka and Vichara, initial application and sustain application. For the similes here, like the bee, from the air, and then you direct to the flower bush, for example, right? Flower bush, and then they direct to the flower bush, that's Vidaka, direct to. So descend to this the flower bush. And which are sustain application is like flying around the flower bush, around again and again. So when we practice meditation, you focus on your primary object of meditation. It's the Vitaka. Is that direct to your meditation object. And then with your sustain application, investigate it. Just stay around the object. So their nature is different. That's why the Buddha just named it the Vichara. So when we practice meditation, we will experience about that. And adhimokkha, decision, determination, is like the judge. The Buddha called the justice. Decides the case, right? Who's wrong, who's right. Here, adhimokkha here, when you see some object or hear some object, this object is good or not, good or bad. This is the adhimokkha, make determination. So even though their nature is different, but they work together, please remember. They work together. Like we do something, about 4, 5 people, 7 people, so everyone do their duty. So our work is getting done. Same way, all these manufacturers, they have their function, they do their duties. To work together, start work together, finish the job together, right? That's why their characteristic is the rise together and perish together with consciousness. And go to another one, virya, energy, effort, exertion. This is very important. It is supporting, upholding, uplifting, this the consciousness and manifestors. This virya, energy, is the root of all achievement. Without virya, energy, you will not get success anything in your life. Whatever you do, education, business, whatever you do, what you need energy's effort. That's why you regard it as the root or the main root of achievement. So I used to remind our people, whatever you do, what we need energy, we need knowledge, we need good action, karma, good karma. It's merit. If 3 kind of things working together, don't have to worry about. You will get success. So you just try. There are knowledge, you will not reach to your goal. You have a lot of knowledge, a lot of ability. If you don't use that, get lazy, you will not be successful. Right? Even you have knowledge, you try the best you can, it's no good karma support you, you will not get successful about it. So we need 3 kind of things to be perfect. That's why we just try to do the good thing. So that's meritorious state. This will protect, will support you to get success. So another one is the piti. Some translate says, or rapture, interest. So rapture. Regarding about rapture, it's not kind of feeling, sensation. Rapture is when the three things that join for interest. For example, someone travel alone. So it's a very so no water, no tree, and so on. We travel many hours, and maybe we see some pond or in front it has water, and then what do you feel? Happy about that. This means the stability, rapture. When he reached to this pond and drink the water, take a bath, and then become happy. So, and happiness. So, pity is when practice meditation, I already mentioned about that. Since the beginning, we have 5 kinds of pity. Remember it, right? 5 kinds of pity when we practice meditation. When you gain some extent of concentration, one kind of pity will arise. Maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe 3, maybe 2. Depend. Maybe arise many days. Maybe just a few days. Maybe just one day. Maybe just one time. So depend on your concentration. Mostly when we gain concentration, the stability, rapture will arise. You already know that, right? Just this 5 kind of pity. So I don't have to mention it again. And the last one, chanda. Chanda is mean desire, connection, or wish or will. So it's the will to do. Please remember, chanda and lobha is different. Just wish to do something. No attachment. See that? Wish to do something, no attachment is chanda. If you attach to something, maybe living being or non-living thing is lobha. Just wish to do this chanda. Some depend. Now we have, let's for example, in Pali language, kama chanda, sensual desire. It's lobha, sensual desire. Just wish to do. Like all of you here, you want to come to the temple. No attachment, right? Because you wish to go, and you go. You wish to sit, you want to sit, then you sit. So without just wish, you cannot do anything. So you want to eat, you have to eat. You want to drink, you have to drink, and so on. So when this wish intensifies, it's become will. So this lead to success. Start from your wish, right? You wish to do something, you wish to know something, you wish to go somewhere. As you wish, the intensified become will. From which it leads to success. So that's why all of you know that what you call regarding about the desire, where there is a way, if there is a will. So if you want to do something, have the way. So regarding about this, some said, oh, we want to practice meditation, you want to gain meditative absorption jhana, you want to gain enlightenment, you want to experience nibbana. So what is the reality? What is the essence? Loba or chanda? Chanda. Righteous wish. Don't confuse about that. Some just think that you want something, it's loba, it's not loba. You're not attached to anything. In Pali, Dhamma Chan, righteous wish. If no wish, you will not do anything, you will not gain anything. So start from the first step, right? So then try to improve that. Little by little, higher and higher. And then lead to success. So now we already study universal mental factor 7 and occasional or particular mental factor 6 together 13. This 13 in Pali language anya samana 13. This samana is mean common. Anya is mean each other. It's common to each other. So Sanjay translates the general mental factor 13. So you want to remember, as a group, universal mental factor 7, occasional mental factor 6, both 13 we call general mental factors. This general mental factor 13 can associate with unbeautiful consciousness and beautiful consciousness. Now we go to unwholesome mental factors. This we have 14. Unwholesome mental factors, 14. This 14, the first one here is moha, ahirika, anattaba, uddhacca in Pali term. So if you don't want to remember its Pali term, just remember translation is fine. Delusion, moha is delusion. Ahirika is mean shamelessness. Anattaba is mean fearlessness of wrong. Uddhacca is restlessness. See that? There's 4 mental factors because unwholesome universal mental factors. Why we call universal? What type of unwholesome consciousness arise? These 4 always associate. So delusion. The delusion is very dangerous. This primary root of all unwholesome action and suffering in the world. Just moha. this ignorance is the nature of the object, is to close the mind and blind the eye, not seeing the right thing. Because of this delusion, moha, lobha, dosa can arise. See, if you know the nature of this object, if this not close the mind, not blind the eye, you will not have this lobha, dosa. That's why this moha delusion is primary root of all evil and suffering in this world. So when you practice meditation, what is the purpose? To see the nature of mind and bodies, what they really are. We try to reduce the delusion. And finally, to remove it. Right? So delusion. And ahirika, shamelessness. Shamelessness is not normal shame. Shamelessness is not feel shame to do unwholesome action, unwholesome deed, speech and thought. And another part, fearlessness. It's not fear to commit this unwholesome action. These two also think about someone is violate the 5 precepts because of what? As you have delusion and ahirika anadaba, shamelessness, fearlessness. If you have moral shame, moral fear, you will not do any unwholesome action by deed and speech. All of this is the cause of this suffering. And uddhacca, restlessness. Restlessness, you see, we already experienced about that. We sit meditation, how come? 1 hour, we sit in meditation 1 hour. How many minutes your mind go out? This restlessness. So we have to reduce that. How to reduce that? Without practicing meditation, no way to reduce restlessness. Just sleep and think about, sit and think about, it doesn't work. We need to practice meditation. That's why the Buddha knows everything. See? All the nature of this consciousness, the nature of these mental factors, are good or bad, already know. As you know, so out of his compassion, try to teach us. So we know the technique, we know the method, we know the solution, how to deal with all this restlessness, for example. So when you sit meditation, as already you know, what kind of objects appears at that moment, try to be aware of it. So what we need viddhaka, vichara, and so on, see that, right? So direct your attention to the object. What happened, be aware of that. And then, no room for restlessness. Even the arises, even this restlessness arises, it's not again and again. Now it's not take long time. So because you try to be aware of it, you know, your mind still wanders, and then you might know wandering, stop. See that? Instead of wandering for a few minutes, 5 minutes, just half minutes, done. So we need to practice meditation to reduce restlessness, distraction. And another group is lobha, dosa, moha. Lobha is mean greed or attachment or sensuous desire. Always appear, right? Every day. Greed, attachment, sensual desire. I want this, I want that, I like this, I like that. You want to see something, you want to hear something, you want to smell, you want to taste, you want to touch, and so on. It's greed, attachment, sensual desire, love. And ditthi, wrong you, misbelief. So, personality is illusion, ditthi. We have 62 types of this wrong you. And conceit, mana, conceit, or pride. These three, greed, lobha, ditthi, mana, greed, wrong you, and conceit. They are responsible for extending the life cycle. We have to reborn and die and reborn again and again. Because of what? Because of lobha, ditthi, mana. This greed, wrong view, and concept. Regarding about the concept, we have three kinds of concept. Equality concept. Equality concept means as you compare with someone else. As no, I know that. So compare with someone, you don't care. We equal. So equality concept. Or another one, superiority concept. So I'm better than them. I'm richer than them. And so on. Think about us higher than others. Because superiority concept and inferiority concept. Someone even have lower than someone else. I don't care. See, I don't care them. I can take care of myself. I will not beg anything from them. I will not ask anything from them. I don't care. So even have the lower standard. So just accept right too. I don't care. Because I can manage my life. I can take care of my life without asking, helping from others. This concept. That mostly I know better than them. I'm richer than them, and so on. It's about mana concept. This lobha, ditthi, mana, or greed, wrong view, and concept just associate with unwholesome consciousness rooted in lobha. See, lobha. It's not regarding about dosa and moha. And another one, dosa, is michriya kukuja. In English, hatred, envy, avarice, remorse. These four kinds of mental factors just associated with dosa citta, unwholesome consciousness rooted in hatred. See that? So hatred or anger or aversion is the most destructive element in the war. So the fighting, killing nowadays. What's the root? Hatred, right? So this hatred is the most destructive element in the world. So to get peace in the world, what we need? We need loving kindness, opposite is anger. As long as there's loving kindness, the world, as you see, you hear nowadays, terrible. And envy or jealousy. This the nature of this envy, jealousy mean envying other success and prosperity. You feel jealous about them. So envy, jealousy. And avarice means stinginess, selfishness. Regarding about this stinginess, we have 5 kinds of avarice or stinginess, selfishness. Number 1, regarding about dwelling place. So you have place. You don't want anyone to come and stay, come and live, come and sit. Get involved with your dwelling place. It is in body material, avarice or stinginess. And another one is the families. You don't want others come and get involved with your family, talk to your family. See that? The stinginess. We got about the family. It's not only the family's friend, your partner. You don't want anyone to get involved with the stinginess. And another one is we got about gain. Gain means you do something, good business. You don't want anyone, to gain like you. So you don't tell them how to do, and so on. This means stinginess got about the gain, or recognition, or fame, and beauty. You are a very famous person. You don't want anyone famous like you. And you are handsome, beautiful. You don't want someone else like you. So you just forget about this recognition or fame or beauty. And another one, this stinginess you get about knowledge, wisdom. You don't want to impart your knowledge to someone else. You know everything. Keep your mind. You don't want to tell them. This is the unwholesome mental factor. We're not supposed to have that. So we need to study So as we know, we're not supposed to keep this stinginess regard about our dwelling place, regard about the family, about the gain, about the fame, about the beauty, about the knowledge. So we should share with others. That's why here selfishness. But selflessness, so we share with others your belonging, your dwelling place, invite someone to stay. So about your family, about your friend. So you want, share with others. When someone else come to get involved with them, you will happy for them. When someone's very lucky, you're happy about them. If someone's very famous, you're happy about them. So whatever you know, you got about worldly knowledge or spiritual knowledge, you got about the Dharma, you impart your knowledge to others. Otherwise it becomes the avarice, stinginess, selfishness, the unwholesome mental factors. And kukuja, remorse or worry. Remorse here means grieving over the evil that is done, and the good is not done. It means you feel regret about in the past. You had opportunity to do something good, but you missed it. You didn't do that, and you feel remorse. These are some mental factors. So you're gonna ask your greed, anger, delusion, jealousy. You do the good, do the bad action in the past. Just think about, I'm not supposed to do that. You feel sorry about yourself, remorse, regret about that. That's unwholesome mental factor. That's why when you practice meditation, you think about when you gain some extent of concentration, you will think about since you was young, 1 year, 2 years old. Think about just all the vision or experience will appear in your mind. So if you're sorry about remorse about that, it's mean unwholesome mental factors. So what we have to do, just be aware of that. Be aware of that, realize that, stop. Go back to your primary object. So this hatred, envy, avoid, avarice, remorse, these 4 kind of mental factors associated with the dosa citta, unwholesome consciousness rooted in hatred only. How about the last one? Tina Mida, sloth and thought. This is the sickness of mind and mental factors. Sloth is mean when one is idle, due to lack of effort. You feel lazy. When you practice meditation, you want to give up. You don't want to continue your practice. This is not too. Thought. So one wants to feel in this active. Just feel draws sleepy. Mostly when we practice meditation, the sloth and torpor come and disturb you. That's the Buddha said, just the mental hindrances. Mental hindrances. If you don't do the good thing, no sloth and torpor. When you listen to Dhamma, when you especially practice meditation, sloth and torpor come and disturb you. It's mental hindrances. What do you have to do? We have the antidote for this sloth and torpor. And the last one, doubt, skeptical doubt, or indecision, or perplexity. You cannot make any decision. You just confused about it. Stop about it. Stop about, especially about the karma, about the results of the karma, about past life, about this life, about the Four Noble Truth, and so on. If you doubt about that, you cannot gain concentration. You will not have energy to practice. That's why we need to, when the doubt arises, just be aware of that. So we already studied today the general mental factor 13 and unwholesome consciousness, unwholesome mental factor 14, 27, right? 27. This 27 mental factor, we already experienced about that. So as we know what we have to do, so you know yourself right now, this present moment, what type of unwholesome mental factors arise. You know them. As you know, this the unwholesome mental factors, don't accept it. So just let it go. So we study Abhidhamma. We study about ourselves, our mind. Right? So all of you try to remember the term and your nature and investigate your mind, your mental factors every day. Which good or not, you already know, as you know, tries to eliminate all the unwholesome mental factors. And then you have to improve just wholesome or beautiful mental factors we'll study later. For today, just I just want all of you to study this universal mental state 7 and occasional mental factor 6. This it's not important too much about. What is very important is the unwholesome mental factors 14. So we need to eliminate it. Need to reduce that. So when you practice meditation, you gain the first state of sainthood, become stream enterer, no deity around you, no doubt. See that? You can root it out, these two kinds of mental factors. I will all of you be able to study, put into practice, especially practice meditation, be able to uproot this wrong view and doubt and gain the first state of enlightenment